Can you tell me about something that you've tried so far with Aravolta that didn't work, that kind of completely failed, and what you eventually worked instead?
Yeah, so Aravolta started out as a DCIM, so data center infrastructure management, where you're more so focused on the IT than you are at the building level. Now we're actually 90% of our clients are co-locations. So they are 100% building assets, right? So like electrical and cooling. And so I think the reason we've seen that is just because that's where there's really, really a strong need and a strong basically lack of, like, all the products that exist on the market are, like I said, extremely long onboarding time periods, extremely legacy products, kind of lock you in and very, very expensive. So I would say that is the biggest transition we've had from moving from a DCIM to a full electric building management service.
With all of these frustrations that you're hearing now, were these similar frustrations that you're hearing around the same time when you were working on these projects at Microsoft, either because of your own internal frustrations, or were you hearing about them from peers? Or I'm just curious, what was the original spark of the idea that this was something that people were really dissatisfied with? Because DCIM's been around, I don't know, probably at least 10, 15, early 2010s. Yeah. And there's been a lot of consolidation in the category. What made you see that there was this open space for something a little new?
I think it was the gap in data. So even internally to Microsoft, like, just to be able to figure out what was going on with my cluster, I would have to probably reach out to like 6 different teams just to kind of get some data I needed and kind of model everything accurately. So there was still a gap, and especially a gap on being able to onboard both the electrical and the cooling, and at the rack level and at the server and at the networking level. So put all that data in one place.
As you're looking to scale your own go-to-market team and bring on the right leadership, are there certain parts of it that you've decided to do in-house as opposed to outsourced? And is there anything that you've learned along the way that's helped shape your thinking on what to do going forward with recruiting and growing a team?
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing everything, right? So like in-house, like the entire exec team is reaching out to people, doing interviews. We've done a lot of work trials, and we're just trying to find that perfect fit for both the sales and the engineering teams as we're trying to grow them very, very quickly. And then we're also been working with some recruiting teams. So I think just taking every approach and trying to find the right fit.
What have you found to be especially challenging with replicating for authenticity, being able to kind of clone yourself?
Yeah. What do you mean by replicating authenticity?
Like being able to hire the right people that share your values, that come from the right background, that are passionate about solving the same kind of problem. What have you found to be especially challenging with doing that, regardless of whether you're talking about internal team members or outsourcing partners?
Yeah, I mean, I think hiring is just always a challenge because you want someone experienced, but you also want someone very excited and very moldable. And those are not usually two traits that are come in one person. It's kind of one or the other. So finding someone who could learn very quickly, understand the software and start building on top of it, but then also sell that software. It's just a large number of traits that you have to find in one person, and a pretty rare combination. So
imagine too, like with everything from being involved in a traditional incubator like YC, there's the whole idea of that founders sometimes are really attracted to hiring for logos, but a lot of times they need people that are super scrappy, that can wear 10, 20, 30 different hats, that can figure things out when the playbook is on like version 1.0. How have you navigated that yourself, coming from the world of having so much support internally versus having to figure that out and finding team members that can figure things out on the fly without a lot of support infrastructure in place?
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, which is that's kind of the characteristics we're looking for, as in can figure things out, can wear multiple hats, is generally basically able to learn, like I said, very quickly, new technology. So I think in the data center industry, you don't see too many people like that because you mostly see people who have been in the industry, 20 years, selling very specific things or working on very specific niche types of software. So, sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, the balancing act of that board members also often push founders into hiring for logos. But the challenge with hiring for logos is a lot of times they were at a company that was the 400th person in that job function on playbook 117. And it's a whole different set of challenges for someone that's a brand new entrant to the market that doesn't have product market fit or go to market fit.
Yeah, I don't think we would ever hire for logos or care honestly about the logo a person comes from. It's very much about the skill set that they have.